All right, this is page 26, D2 for logo design. And again, what we've done is messed around here trying to decide which one we want to go with, messing with the stroke sizes of those until you find the one that you want. I'm going to go with the spiky one because I like that one, and turn that one up. And this is the one that you'll see in the packet. I've got it set to about 0.5. I could go bigger, 0.75. Okay, we'll do that. So there we go. We've got our outside stroke on there. And again, those strokes are not going to show up in that appearance panel because they are not finalized. And you could, certainly if you knew you didn't want to ever change it, you could go ahead and expand, just like we've done in the past for that. And then you'd be able to see it in there. For now, I'm going to leave my fancy circle visible, and then later on you can choose whether you want to go with your fancy one or your dotted one. We've still got it in there, so it's there in case we want it. Now we're going to go to outline view, Control Y. And we are going to create a path that we're going to attach text to using the curvature tool. And we're using that because we want to match the ellipse shape, and the curvature tool is the ideal tool to do that. So it looks like a pen tool with a squiggly line. What you're going to do is you're going to click 3 times. We're going to basically make a half circle. Click to the right of this left point. And then you're going to click like above that, about that same distance above the bottom point, and then the same distance in on the other. You don't click and drag, you just click, 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 and it curves between. Okay, so click. I'm going to come down to about where this point was. Click, and come down to around where this point was. Click. And your grid lines are, you know, they kind of go off when we're in here, so you can't really see it. Now, I'm done, and I don't need to do any more with this, so I'm just going to press the escape key on my keyboard to finalize that path. So now we have a half circle path. And remember, you can always edit these paths by pressing A or going to the direct selection tool. You can still click on these if you needed to move them around. For now, let's just see if it works out. Okay. All right, so we've clicked, 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 and pressed escape to stop drawing. And now we're going to go access the type on a path tool. Hides underneath the standard type tool. It's the third button down. It looks like a T going down a slide. We're going to click on that. Now you have to be very careful about where you click. When I use this tool, I always make sure I click on the left-hand side of the path. So you want to click on the far left side of this path, and your mouse has like a, it's going to say path and have a little slash. If it doesn't say path, that's a problem. You need it to say path so it connects to the path. And fun fact, when you attach text to a path, the path will disappear. So that's why we couldn't like just click on the circle, or the circle would disappear. All right, so I'm going to click on here where it says path, and it's going to put that placeholder text in there, that lorem ipsum text, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and change my font to that same font we used earlier, that source serif variable black font. Okay, so that matches the other one. I'm going to go with 60 point font here. Okay, and then finally you're going to type in that company name, Toucan Tropics. Toucan Tropics. Okay. All right, so we've got that in there, and now if we go back to our regular view, Control Y, you know, there it is. It's in there. It's good to go. Now, if you needed to, you could nudge your path a little bit. I'm going to go press on my black arrow tool, my selection tool. I'm just going to use my keyboard arrows. I'm going to go up twice and over twice, and then up twice, over twice, up twice, over twice. And then maybe once you get it up, then you can scoot it back over. You don't have to do it a certain number of times, but I'm scooting mine over so that it works with my stroked outline. Now, if I were to go over here and turn off my fancy one and turn on my dotted one, I might need to reposition where this text is. Just understand that that's always something that you would have to kind of make a decision about. You can also decide here whether you want your Toucan Tropics to be black or white. Those two colors are both in our color palette that we're using. So we could go that route with that. Okay, now if you needed to move your text along the path, I'm going to zoom up super close. And when you're zoomed up, press space bar, and just while you're holding space bar, you can scoot over. Okay, so there I am, and I've let go of space bar. You can use the selection arrow to move that starting point. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a black arrow with a line and then an arrow coming from it. And if I drag that, I can move my text down the line. You have to find the exact right point to do it, okay? So anyway, that is helpful. If you don't really like exactly where it's hitting, you can just position it, or if you wanted it to go like on the other side, you can position it along the line using that tool. I am going to go back to my fancy one because I think I like it more, but there we go. Okay, that gets us to the bottom of page 26, and next we'll be doing some exciting things inside this logo.